What is up, guys? Delboy here. So Jose Pedraza defeats Ray Beltran by a unanimous decision to become the new WBO lightweight champion and arguably picks up the biggest win of his career to date. Decent fight, fairly competitive, but it was one of those fights where I felt that, Pedraza was just always a step ahead kind of thing, Beltran was landing some good shots, but Pedraza was the guy who was in charge for the most part. Pedraza's jab was very good in this fight. I liked the way he changed sort of levels with it. He wouldn't just jab to your head. He'd also drop down to the body. He'd really keep Beltran guessing with the jab. And, Pedraza done a really good job of boxing and moving. But he wasn't excessive with his movement. He was doing a really good job of standing in ground in certain spots. But, on the outside, he was boxing really well. Also, when Beltran was coming in, I felt Pedraza done a good job of timing him with his right hand and also his right uppercut. The right uppercut was really actually quite effective from quite early on. It was clear that Pedraza was the better boxer throughout, and it was up to Beltran to make it a fight. And Beltran did make it a fight. He made it competitive. He himself landed some good shots. He snapped the head back of Pedraza quite a few times. He kind of buzzed him a few times. But like I said earlier, Beltran was always a stage behind. He was always a step behind. And, the speed difference was quite apparent. Pedraza he's obviously the younger man, but he looked the younger man as well. He looked fresher. Beltran kind of had a habit of following Pedraza around, but he wasn't really active enough. He didn't jab his way in. His jab was kind of abandoned in stages, So I didn't think Beltran made a good job of cutting off a ring. He was just following Pedraza around, and he was still having success, don't get me wrong, but, a few adjustments and he could have made Pedraza's night a bit harder. Like I said, jab your way in, cut the ring off a little bit better, so quicken your feet up. He was following him in straight lines. Pedraza was moving laterally. Beltran should have been taking a step to his right, when he was cutting the ring off, but he was just following Pedraza, and Pedraza was the guy boxing well. In round 11, Pedraza actually drops Beltran, and it was with that right uppercut. That was a shot that was landing throughout the fight, and he was timing Beltran well with it. And in round 11, Pedraza actually hurt Beltran quite badly. But Beltran beats the count and gets up, and he sees out the fight, and it was a clear win for me for Pedraza. I felt he boxed quite well, and he was the deserved winner. As the fight wore on, there was a little bit of holding, nothing too bad, but it wasn't the Evan Flight was earlier on. But yeah, good win for Pedraza. He clearly deserved it. He is now the new WBO lightweight champion. I would imagine he's going to fight Vasyl Lomachenko next in a unification fight. Obviously, Lomachenko holds the WBA title, I want to say. And a fight between Pedraza and Lomachenko is very much makeable because obviously both guys are signed with Bob Arum. So I'm sure that's the fight that's going to happen next. I think Pedraza is a solid boxer, but I don't really expect him to have too much success against someone like Lomachenko. But it's a unification fight. It ties some of the belts up, so I'm sure that's the fight we're gonna see next. And I've got no problem with that fight. But yeah, good fight. Pedraza clearly the deserved winner as far as I'm concerned. What do you guys think? Peace.